important thing. If you go in some place and they have the cake and the pie and this kind of a thing, so you're saying that the size of it, just get a little small
Mhm,
piece of it, right?
mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna
Right.
try
I mean, I
real
want you to
hard.
enjoy yourself because I know socialization, people that's how people party. I mean, we eat. That's how we
Yeah.
communicate as, people is that we do a lot of party and socialization and
Mhm.
don't overindulge. That's the only thing I can say is just watch out for the portion. And if you can bring it home and then you can eat on it for a couple of days. Or you can bring it home,
Okay.
and just eat on it for a couple of days, if you don't
Mhm.
have other people in the house. So it's just
But
portion control. And that's everything is
okay, that's
moderation is the
that's
key
good.
because I want you to enjoy yourself.
Right, that's good, Carl. But this is what I do. I eat just to look. I am a dessert eater. So during the
Mhm.
meal, I save room for my dessert. So you telling me I don't need to save room? Eat. I need to fill up all my vegetables, right? And then just get a small
Right. You
amount
got to
of
fill up
dessert.
on those vegetables. And
You
people don't
just hurt my
realize too,
feelings.
the
Yes.
meat. So this is some honey baked ham turkey. They always make good turkey breasts. And people don't realize that this meat here, this little turkey breast, I know it looks kind of old, but I had to do the best I can. but but the whole thing is that this really doesn't have any sugar. It's protein, it's pure protein. And then even if you eat the ham, that's pure protein. It just when it adds up when they have like a glaze to it. And so the thing is that you always want to make sure that you always bone up on the protein of the meal. That won't have any sugar in it. So any type
Mhm.
of like mashed potatoes and another thing people do is this stove topping. People still make stove topping. It is filled with a lot of salt. I just want to tell people you want to make your own dressing if you love to make dressing. And another thing, another announcement is no Jiffy cornbread. Please
Oh
do not
Oh
make any Jiffy
no.
cornbread because
no!
that's high in sugar and it's high
No.
in carbs. So I know this is a big one because it's still on sale at Walmart for 50 cents. So these two are the big nutrition offenders for the holidays, but enjoy yourself
Oh my
in portion
goodness!
size.
Well,
Oh my God.
You have
Carl.
just slapped me in
my
my
wife,
face.
Yeah.
my wife didn't allow Jiffy into the house, but I'm in New York. That's where we grew up, and she makes the hot quarters, the hot water cornbread or whatever.
Well, look, it might not be popular, but my favorite character is Celestial because
So one of the quotes that I wrote down in the book that kind of stood out to me was "Love is the enemy of sound judgment."
She seemed like a very needy woman. And I can't even respect Andre because how do you prey on your friend's wife while he's incarcerated? Like, I just can't get with that. And maybe I got too invested in the book, that
And those of you who are just joining us, we're with Ms. Coffee Dunning, and we're talking about nutrition and trying to eat right for the holidays, not just for the holidays, but because the question is, do you eat to
Mhm.
live or do you live to eat? And when you get to a certain
Yes.
age, I think we now have to really eat to live. And so,
Yes.
you know, and
Yes.
especially, let's talk about culturally. You know, African American holiday
Right.
meals are filled with salt and calorie and rich foods.
Yes.
How do we still enjoy them while reducing the salt and calorie intake? You know, because you know if you take, because like my wife will buy something that's like low sodium because she's looking out for me, man. I go like, that don't taste good. Like the salad dressings and everything. So you
Right.
know, she goes, it tastes the same. You just read it on the bottle. That you didn't know the difference. So I mean, how do we, you know, how do we recondition ourselves during this period? You know, culturally.
Okay, well, I know
speaking.
a lot of people are diagnosed with high blood pressure. It's just like almost every African American I know have high blood pressure. So the thing is,
Right.
you have to, you really just have to try it. You know, once you start buying and using unsalted butter, unsalted products, or lightly salted products, you never want to go back to salt again, because you can taste salty food and you can also taste it in other people's food. So the rule of
Right.
thumb is on any product, you want to choose things that are 200 milligrams or less of sodium. So you can look on any nutritional label. And then another big offender is hot sauce.
Oh
I think,
no.
a lot of people use a lot of hot sauce. I mean, this hot
Yes.
sauce is Tabasco, but Tabasco is one of the best hot sauce to use, any of their flavors, just because it is low in sodium. So 1 teaspoon of this hot sauce has 150 milligrams of sodium. And all the information you ever want to know about a food is always on the nutritional facts label. So you want to choose foods that have 200 milligrams or less of sodium. And so it'll take about 2 weeks for you to adjust to the sodium level being low, but I think it's a great thing to try, especially during the holidays, because if you take somebody who makes greens with ham, hock, hog, maul, fat, back, salt, pork, and then you have somebody who will make the greens the healthy way, with chicken parts or with just a chicken broth, it's going to be two totally different things. But again, you will adjust, and your blood pressure will thank you.
Okay,
Wow.
so let's talk about the high blood pressure for
High
a
blood
second. I know it's
pressure.
not in the script, but what is a good diet? Now we know salt because there's some recent things that's come out that says salt isn't the big boogeyman that we thought it was, a sodium. So you're hearing these conflicting reports, in these new medical journals or whatever. So what is the best way to approach hypertension? Because again, recently diagnosed. Okay, I entered a new decade, pick up some new
Yes.
things.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so again, we're going back to the vegetables. We're going back to dark green leafy vegetables. So it's basically, we call it the DASH diet, or you need to choose things no more than about, as far as African Americans, I really say a half a teaspoon of salt a day, or that's really not a lot of salt. That's about 2,000 milligrams or less of sodium if you have a diagnosis of high blood pressure. And you need 2 cups of fresh and frozen vegetables every day. You have to make an exercise plan. That means, when I say exercise plan, or you can commit yourself to at least 30 minutes every other day. And also that's cutting down on Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, any soul food, pizza place. So it means cutting down again on processed food, no bacon, no sausage.
And she says it with a smile. I love her.
Right.
It's coming after
That's
my
amazing.
porky pig.
So Carla, I have a question. Since you talk about salt, frozen foods, when you buy them, like prepared frozen dishes, they have a lot of sodium. Is that something for somebody with high blood pressure? Should they be avoiding
Yes,
frozen
and I'm glad
foods?
you talked
Okay.
about that, because this is frozen cauliflower, mashed cauliflower. And if we look at this product, it has 510 milligrams of sodium just for a half a cup. So if you do
Wow.
do any kind of, like I said, fresh is better, but I know a lot of people do a lot of stuff that's warm up. But if you do a lot of frozen meals, and I know a lot of seniors do eat a lot of frozen meals just because a lot of times it's convenient. They don't have to stand up and cook anything. They want to choose things that have 600 milligrams or less of sodium. And you can find that on the nutritional facts label. So you can find
Okay.
that on the nutritional facts label. And some of the brands will be like Healthy Choice Eating Well, and then just about every store has low sodium. But I know a lot of times, a lot of people are not avid label readers. And so the best thing is 600 milligrams or less of sodium if you do
Okay.
the, again, frozen meals. And even some lean cuisines will be low sodium. But again, Stouffer's, Marie Callender, she's not ever going to be on the list. Chicken pot pies are not going to be
Right.
on
They're
the list.
900. Yeah, they're like 900, 1,000 milligrams of
Wow.
sodium. Yeah.
Right, and so you
Yeah.
just want to make sure you read the food label. And a lot of times, some older adults can't see the food label, so make sure they have their, their little glasses on just to make sure that it is 600 milligrams or less.
So, Carla, what about canned goods? Let's talk about canned foods, because seniors
Okay.
get pantry foods from the pantry, and it's always canned goods. Can you speak to those as well?
Right. This canned good is no salted added green beans. Yes, you will pay a more of a price for the no salt added or lightly salted beans. But again, you always want to look on the food label. And anything in nutrition in the grocery store is going to be at the bottom of the food aisle. Everything is at the bottom of the food aisle. So you can find canned green beans. It's no salt added. So just make sure you read the food label. And then also a lot of times people use this cream of mushroom soup. I think this gets used for different gravies during the holiday season. And I think a half a cup of this cream of mushroom soup has 870 milligrams of sodium. And so it's best to make your own cream of mushroom soup from scratch. And a lot of times you can find all these recipes online, and so everything will be quick and easy. So canned foods to me are not no good, but I do use canned foods. But anytime that I do use canned foods, I make sure it says no salt added or lightly salted. And I always am a avid label reader. You always want to read the food label to find out the salt content.
Now, I got a question because you said something. Now, less salt would cost more. So
Yes, it does.
because it sounds like if they didn't have to add the salt, it would be cheaper because they didn't have to do anything. Why do you? Maybe you can or cannot answer the question. But see, if I had to add some salt, then I would charge you more. If I didn't have to add salt, I wouldn't charge you anymore. Is it
Well,
because the
it's just a
president?
rule of thumb in food
Yeah.
and nutrition. Everything that's healthier is going to be an extra dollar. Everything is going to be cost more. That's why it costs more. If you ever bought juice that's unsweetened, it's never on sale. If you ever buy real cherry juice, it's almost $8.
So is there a
everything
conspiracy
that's
to kill us?
nutritious,
No.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
is very
that's it.
expensive.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a
it's hard to
conspiracy.
find. I mean, you actually, you have to go to certain stores, and that's why, unfortunately, in a predominantly African American neighborhood that have many different chronic disease, they're in food deserts, and they have no
Right.
access to these foods. So that's another issue too.
Wow.
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 Yeah, that was my word. Wow, because that's
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
You're right
unfortunate.
about that.
It's, you have a liquor store, Popeye's Chicken, and a dialysis center right there, and that's on Candler Road.
That's right. Well,
oh, that's
And then they have like a Piggly Wiggly or a Big Bear that don't have, fresh vegetables. They have fresh vegetables.
Fresh
They're not
vegetables.
gonna have like different options as far as healthier options for the people who need that in the community.
so. Tell me, how can
Right.
our listeners find out more about you and the services that you provide? I mean, I know that you do these and you work in these institutions, but do you take on individual clients, or do you have how?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you
just-
can always find me. I'm on every platform. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. You can actually
Okay.
put my name in, and you can actually DM me, or you can send me an email. It pops up my contact information. Now we're in the digital age, so you can always contact me that way, or you can just give me a call. I'm easy accessible. I mean, I don't have any bars or anything like that. So I know that everybody wants to go online anyway to research your skill set and make sure you are you. And so you can definitely reach me by my email, or even on a social media platform.
So as we like to say, you are Googleable. Just Google.
Yeah, I'm Google. Yeah, people
Google.
Google.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm accessible far as access, and I think, you know, I don't charge a whole lot of money. I just want you to be healthy and whole. You know, a lot of people are going to spend a lot of money this January, and they're not going to, you know, and you don't have to spend all that money to get yourself started on a health plan.
Excellent.
So we're getting ready to, we're winding down on this segment. But Jean or Sharon, any parting questions?
I just wanted to ask her one last question for me. You know, how do you avoid weight gain during the holidays? What do you suggest? What do I need to do?
Okay,
Make
that's
it
a big
personal
one.
for me.
Like I said, you got to have your measuring cups. You know, got to have those measuring cups. You want to, like I said, you got to up that exercise game. You know, if you're doing 30 minutes a day, you got to do 15 minutes a day. Again, it's portions. Again, eat your vegetables and drink that water and just moderation. And then you have one day that you have a cheat day. That means you eat and drink anything you want. My day is Friday. Your day may be Sunday. So you always give yourself a week to make sure that you have a cheat day.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So is it better to exercise in the morning or the afternoon, or just as long as you do it?
It depends on your schedule. I just want you to get it in. Like
Excellent.
I really advise everybody before they start their busy day to exercise in the morning. I'm just a morning person. You may be a night owl and want to do the treadmill at 12 o'clock, but it's going to be harder for you to wind down.
That's true.
But,
So,
Carl, I wanted to thank you for sharing all of this information with us. It's always a pleasure having you, and you always give us this tune-up, all the things that you told us last time.
Well, yeah, y'all got to have me back. You know,
we will. I tell you, you're gonna finally make me give up church's chicken, give up Popeye's chicken. I tell you, it's gonna be hard.
Right. And we will all have lost weight by the time you come back again.
No.
That's why tradition we eat.
Oh, you know, this is.
I'll be by your house, Carla. Hold on to that chicken.
She's gonna just pull the skin off and eat it, right? Yeah. What if you don't? Is it true that you just take the skin off and it's better?
No.
If you just take the skin off, is it better? Is that Popeye's chicken? I'm trying to find a shortcut for the people.
Answer. You
know, you have to get rotisserie chicken. You have to buy like baked chicken or rotisserie chicken. No biscuits. No biscuits.
Okay.
No biscuits.
Well, you know, it's always a pleasure when you're with us here. We have such fun here on Forever Young. You know, and at this, we're supposed to laugh because laughter is good. It's good for the soul. And the information that you gave us is invaluable. We really do appreciate you taking the time to spend this and sharing this information with our audience. You know, again, you've been listening to Miss Coffee Dunning and talking about nutrition and things that we should do to eat because, you know, we're forever young, but if we want to stay young, we got to eat right and we have to live right and we have to exercise. And so moderation, it takes moderation and it takes some adjustment. And so and it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but we're not old dogs. We're just mature.
That's
so
right.
It's a different side. So again, we want to thank you all for tuning in on behalf of our executive producer, Dr. E. Dewey Smith, Jr., and the entire Hope TV family. We thank you for tuning in once again for Forever Young. On behalf of Sharon Mitchell, Jean Hendricks, I'm David Linton. And remember, life ain't nothing but a number, and you are forever young. Until next time, take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.